Welcome again to Reflections on the Community and its Cultures. This time around, a celebrity focus on the community and an event centered on kids. Later, Norman Chambers and Trisha Palmer will talk about developing a celebrity museum in Independence. First up, Susan Hill will discuss the Montgomery County Early Childhood Coalition and a very special fair coming up in the community. That's coming up on Reflections. Reflections continues now as we welcome to this portion of the program Mr. Norman Chambers and Ms. Trisha Palmer, who are both associated with a task force for a Celebrity Hall of Fame coming to a city near you, coming to Independence, Kansas. This thing, Norman Chambers, give us a little bit of background on what is to be the Celebrity Hall of Fame.
This idea generated a couple of years ago, and it crystallized maybe in the last 6 or 7 months. Some of us in Independence have wanted for a long time to create some sort of a local legacy that was focused, at least, maybe not entirely, but focused at least on Jim Halsey, who was a local person who became the largest in the entertainment management business in the world at one point.
Indeed.
And is worldwide known for doing that. So Mike Flood and I and John Koshin have been talking to Jim for a better part of a year now on a serious basis about what we could do to do just that, create a Celebrity Hall of Fame or a Jim Halsey exhibit of some kind here in Independence. It's migrated and evolved and to now a Celebrity Hall of Fame representing, at least to start with, people who are from this part of the state, probably 2 or 3 counties right here, that have made national scene or world scene that come from our area.
Right.
There's a lot of them when you get to looking at them, and it's surprising how many there could be. So this is what the task force is doing, is developing the mechanism to create that.
And this will be located in the heart of Independence, right?
Well, we hope so. We're looking at facilities right now. I happen to be on the building committee, and I've looked at 2 buildings in the last week as possible sites. It's going to be under the organizational umbrella of the Independence Historical Museum, which will give us the 501c3 structure that will be good for this project.
And that's an organization that you've been involved with for a good long while.
Yes.
In addition, Norman Chambers has been involved in 130 other things in our community and our area too. And you know, this also is, you know, very near to your heart. And again, you've talked to Halsey, and that means Halsey's talked to you, because he's a very dynamic type individual. So if he's gung-ho, then it's going to happen. Trisha Palmer, we haven't met on this program before. Who's she?
I am the new assistant director for Montgomery County Action Council, which is, if you're not familiar with it, it's kind of the economic development council for the county. I started in May, and my first day I got involved with this task force, and I've been hooked ever since. As a music lover, getting to hear from Jim Halsey and see his collection, I was very excited to move to a community that was so supportive of the arts. And
moved here from?
I lived in Lawrence.
Oh,
actually.
okay.
I used to work for the University of Kansas, and
well, we'll forgive you that.
I was a grant writer there for over 2 years. And
so that when this guy heard about that, he said, "Oh, she'd be
exactly." So it tied in well. I had the finance experience, and I have a master's in public administration, and so I have some government experience also. And it worked really well for the committee that I could step in and be on the finance committee. So I know a little bit about some of the financing options that we might have available, some grant options we might have available, and we have a very strong committee that has backgrounds of all sorts that can really push this forward so we can get
finance, of course, is an element, an absolutely essential thing to get started, but probably even more important to make sure that you can keep it going.
Exactly.
And so that's kind of what you're responsible for. We had a few pictures of something that ties into the Celebrity Hall of Fame exhibit in Independence. So I understand that these were from a Halsey Star Maker exhibit of a bunch of his stuff that was in Tulsa some time ago. And this is just kind of a sample of some of the things that were there. And many of the things that were there will be part of your outfit here.
Yes. The pictures you're looking at is at the entrance doorway, and the ribbon cutting when the Star Maker exhibit opened at the Tulsa Historical Society.
And of course, one of Halsey's star makers, Roy
Yes,
Clark.
Roy Clark right there is cutting the ribbon. And there's some shots of the inside and various exhibits that are there. There's some clothing exhibits from people who have worn clothing, and very famous people rather. A lot of the gold records, a lot of which are the Oak Ridge Boys albums.
Indeed.
And there's a guitar.
Some platinum mixed in there
yes,
too.
There are, gold and platinum. That blue box right there in that particular picture is an old generating unit, I guess, for the early portable phones, even before cell phones became popular.
Yeah.
That's a part of the guitar collection of Mr. Halsey, and quite impressive. Those are all signed by various stars.
I guess he has
It's incredible.
Yeah, like hundreds of
Yes.
potentials there. The stuff that Halsey has gathered, again, for this Star Maker exhibit, and much of the stuff will be in the Celebrity Museum here, where has he housed all that stuff? Because he's got, acres of things.
He does. And I don't know where all of it has been. I know that he has one or more warehouses that are full. He's got a multi-room office complex there in Tulsa, and it's
Someone
full.
else involved in your project, incidentally, on the left there.
Oh, yeah.
Is Mike Flood.
Mike
in the
Flood.
middle, the middle is an artificial Roy Clark,
Yes,
and a
it
genuine Jim Halsey on the other side there. But this is really an exciting thing, and timeline. Okay, let's talk about what day and what time this thing is going to open. First, you have to find a home, right?
Well, we do, and I think what our plan is right now, we considered the Penny's building first, but that's not going to work out, I don't think, due to the fact it's an incubator building for the city.
Right.
But what we're planning to do is put a substantial exhibit, maybe not just Jim Halsey material, but other materials from other people in the area, in there in time for Neewalla, and have that available during the month of October while the tickets are being sold and people are coming and going for the Neewalla celebration. And during that period, we'll have to make a decision on the permanent home, and we're looking at facilities to do that right now.
And one hopes, as a Independence resident for 432 years, one hopes that that's going to be a downtown Independence.
That's the plan.
Space plan.
That's
That's what Halsey ideally, when he was talking about it, he really wanted to be downtown because that's the core of the community. And I mean, you get the traffic, and not only that, but it helps our local businesses too get the traffic. So it's a win-win situation.
Discussion on the Celebrity Hall of Fame, is that actually going to be the name, incidentally?
Well, we're calling it that because we haven't decided on a name, but that's one of the names we're considering.
Okay. What are some of the blue sky ideas that have been tossed around?
Well, we're going to focus it on Jim Halsey, of course, at first, because Jim's vitally involved in this and is one of the pushers behind it and wants this to happen. We're going to expand it, though, beyond Jim, even at the beginning, to other local celebrities. Bill Curtis, for example. I talked to his daughter this week, and they're collecting memorabilia that can be a part of his exhibit. Of course, the William Inge memorabilia group has got to be there. To give an example. And there's going to be some surprises. In 1881, there was a man born in this town by the name of William Wadsworth Hodkinson. And he went away to California and made his mark by founding Paramount Studios. He's going to be in there. There's a local movie star from Coffeyville that you may never have heard of, Cynthia Sykes. She's still alive. She's very active, actually. Wow. And she's going to be in there. And but people like Vivian Vance, local people that have made good in this area are going to be included. We're going to have to develop a standard that allows someone to be admitted, and we're working on that. We haven't done that yet.
And I think we had a brief discussion on the program about the early development of this and the golden opportunity to have some like traveling exhibits from other area attractions that would benefit them. You wouldn't be trying to steal their thunder.
Sure. But
some great things available there. Let's put the money lady back on the spot here. I'm not going to ask you what the nut is. I mean, how big an enterprise is this in terms of finances and raising finances?
It's going to be an undertaking, but we really feel that the value to the community is so immense that we really feel that we'll get a lot of support. both from the state, the local entities are involved, and they've been told about this this project. You know, we've started a preliminary budget. The numbers, we did a budget just for Neowalla just to get started, and we will have to have considerable funds just to get it up and going.
Can you tell us what that figure is? I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I'm trying to put you on the spot.
It's rough. I would say, I mean, we were looking at the JCPenney buildings initially, so that really does throw off our budget considerably, because a lot of that was improving the infrastructure.
Right.
You know.
And of course, you're going to have to learn that as you go. Right. I mean, any place you go into, I don't think there are any instant celebrity Hall of Fames in downtown Independence. So it's going to be a big project.
We have to build some display cases and put up some lighting, and we're really hoping to recruit some volunteers that be willing to help us get these displays set up and build the display cases, because, you know, it's a community benefit. We really hope to get some volunteers and some donations for that.
Key word there, Norman Chambers or Trisha Palmer, either one. If somebody's interested, if somebody says, hey, this is something I would kind of like to get involved in, even somebody without deep pockets but maybe has some time.
Yeah.
Where do they go to make contact with folks?
Well, they can call either one of us, and I would say this gives me an opportunity to recognize other organizations that are part of this effort. The administration of the City of Independence, the Chamber of Commerce, Main Street, Independence Community College, that downtown business resource group that's developing the incubator program as part of this, Independence Action Partners, and some local citizens that have been leadership responsible in the community in the past.
And the Montgomery County.
And
Montgomery County Action Council, you bet. Independence Historical Museum, you bet.
Again, briefly, a phone number to contact if somebody wants some more information or maybe even wants to help.
Give me your number.
It's 331-3830, area code 620. And that's our main number for Montgomery County Action Council. Okay,
620-331-3830. Again, if you're looking for some more information, or if you think this might be something that would be fun to be involved in, then you're looking for people who want to have some fun.
Yes.
And you wouldn't necessarily nail their feet to the floor in the immediate phone call, but so if somebody, this sounds like a really exciting thing, and again, you've got not necessarily a deadline, but you have a hope, a plan to have something going in relation to the Celebrity Hall of Fame, probably Halsey-dominated stuff for the Neowalla session.
And on that note, I mean, how many times do you get an opportunity to see a Clapton guitar or Led Zeppelin guitar or Roy Clark's items right in your hometown? Yeah. It's a great project.
Trisha Palmer, Norman Chambers, both task force members for the Celebrity Hall of Fame project. Great, good luck to y'all, and keep us informed.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Reflections.